Now you might remember from chapter 4, I showed how to create a little JavaScript program that wrote into a web page a hidden email address. So this is what we did. I used document.write and I just divided the email address into little substrings. So instead of putting mail to : and the full email address, I divided it up to May plus L2 : plus, and then the whole email address was divided up into substrings and put together by the JavaScript to write the full link into the document. Now that's okay as far as it goes. It is probably enough to hide the email address from those programs that go around websites trying to harvest addresses. But we can do better. And now that we've looked at the way that a for loop executes, I can exercise much greater control over how I encrypt or hide the email address. And here is an example. So if you load up the email encrypted.html sample page, you'll see that this iterates over the string S, and the string S contains the unencrypted email link. And at each turn through the loop, it uses the method charCodeAt to get the numerical or ASCII value of the character at a specific location in the string. And what it does is it just adds 1 to this value, and then it uses that to create a character, an actual printable character, using the from charCode method. And each character is then appended to the string S2. So here S is the string, and the string here, S2, is assigned the encrypted version of that string. And to change the encrypted string back to the original string, that's the actual HTML code of the email link, all I have to do is write another loop that iterates through the encrypted string, subtracting 1 from the numerical value of each character. And when I load this up into a web browser, this is what I see. So here, the original unencrypted string has been changed into this unintelligible jumble of characters, and that's just by adding 1 to the original numeric code that defines each character. And then when I've unencrypted it, when I've returned it back to the original, I subtract 1 from each character code and I get a workable link. And if I click that link, it would fire up my email program and allow me to send some email to the address specified in the original email link. Each character that you display on a screen or that can be shown in a web page is represented by a numeric code. And if you log on to a site such as this one, ASCII-code.com, you'll see that the most common codes are shown in what's called an ASCII table. And these include some non-printable characters, such as null characters and backspace characters, and also characters for things like horizontal tabs, line feeds, and so on. And further down the table you'll find all the usual characters, such as numbers, and the alphabetic characters. Capital A has code 65, B 66, lowercase a has code 97, lowercase b 98, and so on. Now, the acronym ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange, and that defines the most common characters. And you can display those quite simply. And here, in fact, I've got a JavaScript program that does exactly that, and I've again used a for loop. And then it displays the code, that is simply what the value of I is, and the string or the character that is represented by that code. And in order to do that, I use the from charCode method provided by JavaScript. And when I run my program, this is what I see, the ASCII table. There are, as I've said, quite a lot of non-printing characters, and then we come up to the characters that do print, various types of dashes and ampersands and so on, then the numbers and the alphabetical characters. Of course, if you wanted to be really secure, you wouldn't put, as I have here, the unencrypted string anywhere in the web page. That would defeat the object of the exercise. But since I've created an encrypted string, what I can do is I can simply copy that, the encrypted string, into the web page where I want to hide the email address, and that's what I've done here. You can see this is the encrypted version of the string. I've simply copied it from the output of the other program, and then this for loop just goes through the encrypted string, subtracting one from each character to create the actual email link. So with this simple technique, I've been able to hide the email address in the web page so that if a rogue program comes along looking for email addresses to add to its email database to send out spam, then it's going to be frustrated because there is no email address in that page. But the JavaScript is able to create an email link even so. Let me see that in action. This is the output from that program, and I've got a workable link that I can click to send an email. And here's the same program running on my Windows PC, and let me show you what happens when I click the link. It just pops up Outlook, and it gets ready for me to send my email. It puts the email address automatically in the address bar for me, so now I can just carry on writing my email.